Are you a traveler? Yeah, well, something like that. Where do you come from? I'm from Earth. Earth? Where exactly is that? Well, how should I put it? I know, it's a place far away from here. I think it's really far away. A faraway place? Wow. Well, it's not quite so amazing. Mr. Claude, across the bridge here is Arlia. So this is the village where you live. But is it okay for me to barge in like this without notice? Don't worry about it. I want to thank you formally for saving me. You needn't bother with that. I really didn't do anything. Yeah, you did. Anyway, don't worry about it. We can't do much entertaining anyway. Welcome to Arlia. My, this is a pretty place. Do you think so? Thank you very much. Yes, it's a nice place. I really feel good. Oh yes, would you mind showing me around this village? Okay, I'll do that. So it's kind of interesting. Oh, I keep forgetting that's the wrong button. It's kind of interesting, like I can't wait to get to the part where we actually separate our party and stuff, because I think that's like one of the most interesting aspects of this game. Good morning, sir. Hi, Rena. My, you're chipper today. So I think we literally have to show him every place that we can walk into, so let's do that. This is Arlia's church. This is where they hold weddings in the village. The priest here is very earnest and is always there to guide us, or there for us when we need advice or guidance. He sounds like a wonderful man. Yes, we all depend on him. Just realized too, the number of pews here. This town must be very small. Although, when you look at it from the outside, it isn't, because there's a lot of houses and stuff inaccessible to us. Like, here's obviously a house, so I don't know how many people live there. And then we have this house, which clearly is the newlyweds' house. Speaking of which, this is a house of a newlywed couple. They are so lovey-dovey that it's embarrassing just watching them. I see. So another thing too, I know I mentioned Rena's age when I read her description, 17. Claude is 19, so just to keep that in mind when certain events pop up, like, and you're probably wondering, well, why do they react like so childish? They're not that old, you know, so certain things make sense when you actually put that into perspective. Oh, is that guy an acquaintance of your Rena? Your boyfriend, maybe? Oh no, he saved my life. It's nothing like that. It was just a joke, but you take it so seriously. You're so cute. Ugh. Rena, I haven't seen Mr. Allen in a while. Will he be coming soon? You're right. I wonder what has happened. Rena, who is this Mr. Allen? He's a childhood playmate of mine. He's from a neighboring town, which hopefully we'll get to see before the night's over. So that's it. Alright, I'm not even going to bother to like go for the exit because the game will prompt me that I shouldn't leave, or Claude rather will prompt me that I shouldn't leave. This is Mr. Hearn's general store. They sell lots of useful things. Something smells good. That is the smell of herbs. This is sad. Herbs? Yes, medicine that heals wounds, an absolute necessity for traveling. Is that right? Herbs. I've never heard of them before. So I forget how far in the future this takes place, but this is kind of a sad thing when you consider that he's from Earth, and the concept of herbs is foreign to him, so Earth cannot be in that good of a state if he's never, I mean, basic plants and stuff like that he should know about, you know? You've never heard of herbs? Never. It's amazing you've made it this far without him. She has a point. I mean, I know some people don't like medicine that's made like in a factory or whatnot. Like most people, well, I shouldn't say most. A lot of people prefer natural remedies over that kind of stuff. But I see the practicality of using you know, manufactured medicine, but natural stuff is sometimes good, if not better, for certain ailments. The man of this house is a carpenter. He is now working on a big job in a neighboring town, so he's often gone for some time. And I don't know whatever happened to the mother. I have to assume that she's deceased. And, which brings me to this part. So the kids are home alone? Yes, I feel sorry for them. I come over and I tell them stories as much as I can. Rena, you really are nice, aren't you? Not really. Oh, stop it. Okay, game please. So I think the only other place before we obviously go to Rena's house is here, so... This is the house of the mayor of Arlia Village. He's a very smart man, but he doesn't seem to be here. Seriously, why don't people lock their doors in these type of games? I don't understand this. And enter we go. This is my house. I have to clean up a little inside, so please wait outside for a little while. Okay, I'll wait. Yeah, exactly, Jerry. Exactly the point. Sometimes, certain, illnesses or bacteria or what have you are just too resilient that you gotta use something really strong to knock it out. The other extreme, though, is if you use it too often, then your body builds up a tolerance, and then, you know, that's that. Oh, Rena, you're back. What's the matter? Oh, Mother, a terrible thing has happened. What is it? You exaggerate so. I am not exaggerating. He appeared, the warrior. Eh? The warrior of legend. Don't you understand? The warrior has finally come to save us. So, we have our classic example of miscommunication here. She assumes that, our friend Claude here is this hero of legend that, you know, I won't say that she's grown up being told about, but a lot of people, both here and in the world, know about this legend, so this is not gonna end well, I think. And even her mother's like, Rena, are you sure? Yes, he was wearing clothes that I've never seen before, and he had the Sword of Light. Which I'm assuming was his phase gun. That's the only thing that would make sense and fit the description. The Sword of Light? Yes, I was saved by a mysterious light in the Shingo Forest. That must have been the Sword of Light. Rena. Also, she told you to wait outside. Why would you walk? See, this is why you lock your doors. So this type of thing doesn't happen. So where is he now? He's right outside. No, he isn't. Rena, huh? Seriously, lock your doors, people. Excuse me. Oh, Mr. Claude, what's the matter? I was waiting, but you didn't come out. I was wondering what was the matter. Dude, she was inside for like 2 minutes. Seriously. Who does this? Oh, sorry. Then again, maybe the flow of time is different versus like our flow of time. Maybe she was in here for like 5 minutes trying to explain this to her mother. That's not going to be my line of reasoning. Otherwise, there was no reason for him to do that. Would you mind waiting outside for a little longer? Actually, there's still no reason. He shouldn't have barged in like that. Who does this? Oh, sure. Do you mind if I walk around the village a little? Why not? You walked into my house without permission. Go ahead, do that. He's clingy. Ooh, he surprised me. Again, lock your doors. Then you would have been surprised. Come on, guys. It's not a it's a no-brainer. Rena, was that him? Yes. Are you sure it's okay? I mean, leaving him alone like that. It's okay, I think. Rena, you ask him to come to the house. That's much better. Let's do that. Well, then why did you tell him he could walk around the town? Guys, come on. Is it just me? Okay, I'll call him. Might as well just... yeah. I mean, I know what's about to happen here, but seriously. Mother, you really believed me. Of course. You're my daughter, after all. Thank you. So, for those who don't understand what those different symbols above the heads mean, usually when you see the ... that usually means a character is thinking about something, or maybe somebody has said something that maybe they don't necessarily agree with, or something, you know, it's kind of hard to explain really, but I think in that instance, Rena was maybe questioning what her mother said just now. So keep that in mind. That's going to be important later on in the story. But now I think we have to talk to everybody to figure out where he ran off to. Oh, that young man? He was walking around asking lots of questions. Is Arlia such a curious place? Well, apparently so. Okay, little girl, did you see him? Oh, that man? What? He was over there just a minute ago. So I'm going to just ask the people outside. Actually, see, this is the thing. I don't remember what actually triggers. I probably should just ask everybody. He just came here, but he's not here now. No fooling, I don't see him. So you know what, now that I say that, maybe I should check in here and ask the maid if she's seen him. Oh, okay, never mind. It's about time for the mayor to come back. Because plot exposition. And you, did you see him? The man that you were just here with asked some strange questions. He was asking about machines and such. I couldn't really understand, so I told him that. Cute. And if I recall right, you can't talk to the sales clerks back there, so let's just keep going. That guy? I don't think he's going outside the village. Really cannot remember if that's a boy or a girl. Hopefully the game will address that. Rena, where does your boyfriend live? I know he's not from Arlia, and I've never seen him in Salva. He said something about that. He doesn't even know where that is. And I think it's pointless to ask these guys since they can't seem to keep their eyes off each other, but we'll ask anyway. What? Oh, your new boyfriend? I haven't seen him. Speaking of someone I haven't seen. Oh, actually, I'm glad I did this. Speaking of someone I haven't seen, how is that Diaz Flack doing? Huh? Oh, him. How many years has it been since Diaz left Arlia? Well, I can't say I blame him for feeling like that. It certainly was a terrible tragedy, but still. Well, I must be going. So, that I actually forgot that this is actually the first instance you hear about that character. And he's going to be important later on in the story. But I don't want to really get into that now. Like, the game, I think, does a good job of introducing him at the appropriate time. But here he is. So I guess we spoke to enough people. Because sometimes when I get to this point, at least I remember sometimes when I would get to this point, he would not be here. So, like, sometimes I would have to run in here and talk to people, and then maybe even to him, and then he would spawn. So I guess we spoke to enough people this time so that he's already here waiting. Mr. Claude, sorry to keep you waiting. Oh, Rena, are you ready? Yeah, let's go. So this is an interesting thing that happens right now. Because, in my opinion, I don't think we were going that long. But again, the flow of time, I guess, is different than our flow of time. But look at that. Look at that spread on the table. Hello? Oh, Rena, that was quick. But good timing. I just finished the preparations. Seriously, how did she cook all that quickly? I don't get that. The kitchen, their stove or whatever isn't even that... Like, that's impressive. Like, no microwave, no nothing. How does she do that? Oh, Mom, what is this mountain of food for? Doesn't it look good? I did my best to make it all. I'm not talking about that. Girl, don't be... What is it? Won't you eat? I just wanted to fix something for Mr. Claude in gratitude for him saving you. There's like 2, maybe 3 different cakes on that table that looks like maybe a stuffed chicken or turkey. I don't know what that is in the middle, and then it looks like some kind of vegetable dish on the side. Like, that's insane. I can understand that, but don't you think it's a bit much? Do you think so? Don't you know how much young men eat? Mr. Claude, you must be hungry, right? Well, now that you mention it. See? Young men have no problem eating this much. Mr. Claude, eat as much as you like. Oh, Mom. Okay. So another thing, if you're not familiar with, like, this general art style or these type of games, is when you see the sweat drops popping off their head, that usually means they're super embarrassed about something or really agitated. No, actually, Rena's thing is the one when someone's really agitated or angry about something. So that way you understand their emotion, because you know they're pixels, so sometimes it's hard to emote properly, so you have to have those little bubbles and stuff. I actually did that too soon, but yeah, there's the burp. I can't eat it. Oh, wrong voice. I can't eat anymore. I'm finished. I think I'm full would have been more appropriate, but I get what he means. You didn't have to clean your plate. Are you okay? I'm fine. I got an iron stomach. Also, I just realized something. What is with this bedroom? How did they even get into the... Like, look at how the beds are positioned. Like, they're facing backwards, if that makes sense, you know? Like, They're standing by the door. The head of the bed, or the foot of the bed rather, is facing the opposite direction. And then they got the chair right up against his other. I don't understand this. And I probably shouldn't think much about it because it's gonna just. It's like now that I'm looking at this kind of stuff, it's like, what? Like, even if they face the other way around, like if they just turn them like 180, that would be fine. That is super weird. And then the chair. Why are the chairs right up against the bed like that? If they were on the wall on the other side, that'd be good. That silly mother of mine made too much. We'll share it with the neighbors. But it was really good. My mother couldn't make such good food. I can't unsee it. Well, I mean, it's so like looking at it is so obvious. Like, how is this a normal sleeping a normal layout? Even if that's flattery, I'm still happy. I'm glad you liked it. Like, the only way they could get away with the beds being like that is if they were bunk beds, because then, you know, bunk beds don't necessarily have to be pushed up against a wall, especially if you think of like barracks and stuff. They're kind of just lined up in a row, but this is just super weird. I mean, think about it. If somebody like broke into the house, wouldn't you want to be able to see immediately when you wake up? No, you got to get up, turn around, and look to see if there's somebody in the doorway. Like, come on. That's just super weird. I'll be downstairs helping Mother clean up. You can relax upstairs for a while. Okay, I'll rest a little. Rena, where is that? What do you mean, where is that young man? You didn't see him go upstairs? What is with these people not being. Uh, just let it go. Just let it go. Oh, he said he had enough to eat. He's resting upstairs. Like, how did she not see him go upstairs? Like, I don't understand this. You're the only two that live there. How would you not notice if another person walked past you to your sleeping quarters? Oh, good, Rena. Oh, wait. Oh, good. Rena, why don't you call the mayor while you have the chance? It's dark outside, so be careful. Okay, I'll be careful. Bye. Goodness, dearie. From the second story, this house isn't exactly that low to the ground. Look at this thing. Like, that's a jump. You would have had to do like a basketball player jump to get up there. Mr. Mayor. What's all the fuss about, Rena? Mr. Mayor, don't be so nonchalant. Come quickly to our house. Oh dear, what exactly is going on? At last, the warrior has come. You know what? I didn't even pick up on that. I'm gonna have to look at that the next time we go in there. What? It's true. He had this sort of light, so it had to be him. What? The Sword of Light? He also was wearing the alien remnants, so it just has to be him. That man has to be the warrior of legend. Because logic. I mean, to be fair, I could see why he would easily fit this description with, I guess all the other stuff that's happening. But at the same time, bad things happen when you jump to conclusions, so. What is this all about? Now, Rena, where did you see this person? In the Shingle Forest. He saved me with his Sword of Light when I was attacked by a demon. He's staying at my house right now. It's true. And what's more, he says he's traveling, even though he doesn't know where he is. He doesn't even know where he came from. Don't you think it's strange? I mean, yeah, in that context it is, but I mean, for all you know, he could have amnesia. So again, you're just jumping the gun here. Certainly. This is quite odd. I know that you're not the type to lie. Mr. Mayor. Well, I will get nowhere without meeting him. Let's just listen to his story. Okay. Okay, let's go. Also, where does the maid sleep? Maybe there's a room downstairs. Never thought about that. Oh my goodness, yeah, there is a boat. That is crazy. Mother, I'm back. Oh my goodness, Rena, what have I done? What did you do? What is the matter, Mother? Why are you so flustered? I did it. Oh, okay, this sounds suggestive. What did you do? You did what? I am asking you, what is the matter? I told him. What did you tell him? Seriously, stop being so vague. I don't even want to know. Like, this, looking at this stuff now after so long, it's like such glaring issues with certain things. Like the way the beds are arranged. How did they get the boat in there? It's just, ugh. About the warrior. You said that? And what did Mr. Claude say? He didn't seem to really understand. Please, just calm down. He still doesn't understand the situation, right? Well, clearly not if he didn't understand that. So, you are Mr. Claude. Pleased to meet you. My name is Regis. I'm the mayor of this village. Yes, I'm Claude. Yeah, even from this angle, I don't get it. Like, even if I was to say maybe they did it through the window, I don't see how even they could have gotten it through the window. I was told that you saved Rena in the Shingle Forest. I am very grateful. Oh, will you stop saying it was nothing? Trust me, it wasn't nothing. Double negative, actually. Shouldn't have said that. Rena told me that you were in the middle of a journey. Well, I wouldn't use such a grandiose word, but okay, you know what? I'll give him this. He is being humble, which is a good thing because most people probably in his position would be milking this for all it's worth. I mean, you saw the spread on the table earlier that he got to eat, so I'll give him that. To where are you traveling? The Kingdom of Cross? Or perhaps the continent of Liquor? Well, I don't really. You don't know where you are, and you're not clear on your destination. Quite a strange traveler, I must say. Yeah, seeing how he does the dots, so he's like, like that kind of face, I think, basically. What are you trying to say? At the risk of being rude, I must say that you're lying, Mr. Claude. You are no simple traveler. Again, if I'm no traveler, then who am I? That's deep, Claude. That's real deep. A man from another. Okay, actually, that's not a lie. He is a man from another world, but second half, no. The warrior of legend. You are merely disguising yourself as a traveler to spy upon the world. Am I wrong? Are you not the warrior who has come to save us? What? Hang on just a minute here. On what grounds do you say that? As for grounds, I can cite our local legends which have been passed down through the ages. They say, when this land Expel is threatened with a menace, and the people are suffering, a warrior wearing alien remnants shall appear. He shall carry a sword of light and save the people. You wear alien raiments, and carry a sword of light. Do we need further proof? Actually, yeah, you do. Can't just go based on that. I don't have anything like that sort of light. But when you saved me, you used a weapon that shoots out a dazzling beam of light, didn't you? Well, that was... Might this be a different person? Like the only one in this room who actually... No, he's the same person. I understand about the Sword of Light. It's not exactly a Sword of Light, but I do have such a weapon. That does not make me some sort of warrior. This must be some sort of mistake. Why do you say such a thing? Because I'm really not the warrior. I have no such power. In the first place, I don't really know what's happening. And for you to suddenly ask me to help you... You really don't know? About the sorcery globe and about the disasters? They are not occurring in this village. Disasters are occurring throughout the world. Okay, game, please. Thank you. Ruining a moment. You really don't know. I see. Let me explain. Story time. Get your popcorn. Actually, I need to get a drink too. This is kind of rough when you're trying to narrate. The third game, which actually threw me for a loop, has voice narration for a lot of the cutscenes and stuff. So I was really grateful when that came around, but I mean, it's fun too. It's almost like doing a visual novel to some extent, except there's actual gameplay. But in any event, it started 3 months ago. So, remember that cutscene at the beginning of the game? On another continent located to the northwest of this village is a country called the Kingdom of El. Good thing I read that in time. One day, a meteorite suddenly landed in the village of Eluria, one of the domains of the Kingdom of El. At first, there was merely a fuss about it being an unusual meteorite, but soon... It's like I'm afraid to click because then I might skip something. Eventually, unusual occurrences began to happen. See, this I kind of wish was actually a cutscene to see this. Previous peaceful kingdom of El began to suddenly be plagued by many groups of demons which became violent. Nothing like this had ever happened before. That is, until that meteorite fell. So do you think it's strange to believe that there's some connection? No. Makes perfect sense in that regard. I mean, if it never happened before. Game, you're ruining the moment. Thank you. We came to call the fallen meteorite the sorcery globe, or the stone of sorcery. The first name sounds better. No matter how I think about it, I can only assume that this stone is the source of all the misfortunes. I agree. The sorcery globe fell to the ground suddenly. Oops, not my controller. And now you appear suddenly. That meteorite is the source of all of the misfortunes, and we felt that you are the only one who could put an end to them. But disasters are occurring even now throughout the world. Earthquakes swarm the likes of which we have never seen. Animals turning into demons. Someday these misfortunes will fall upon this village also. Hey, Dark, how are you? How's your evening going? But I have no such power. I would have no chance against a meteorite that's able to cause such misfortune. So where exactly do you come from and where you're going? See, I kind of get to, like, I know some people are probably thinking, well, why doesn't he just explain how he ended up there? But at the same time, considering how primitive their village is and in the planet in general, they're not going to understand space travel and the fact that there are different planets. Like that whole concept is going to be so foreign to them. So him trying to actually explain the truth is just going to make things even more confusing for them. If they had the same technology and everything, then this wouldn't even be an issue, I think. So I think that's why he hasn't really just flat out said, "Oh, well, I'm from a planet light years away from here." That's why I'm confused as to what's going on, and I don't really know where I'm at. And I should have just let him say it. I should have just let him I should have just let him say it. That I can't easily explain. Even if I were to explain, I doubt you would understand. But one thing I can say is that I didn't come here of my own will, but rather I came here by accident, which we will eventually learn about this accident. And now he's mulling this over. You're being so vague that I have trouble understanding. Yet, that's all I can say. Hmm. Oh, you know what? That's a good point, too. I'm trying to remember if there's a glossary in this. I'm gonna have to look into that. Yeah, that sounds right. That sounds right, Derry. Because that's a thing too, which isn't really a spoiler, so I can explain that. The Underdevelopment Planet Pact is basically an agreement that was made amongst all of the other planets that have modern technology. That if they ever came across a planet that was quote unquote primitive, that they would try to engage its uh, life forms as little as possible, so as to not potentially affect their timelines, their history, and whatnot. Because I mean, if you think about it, let's say if you landed on a planet that had, well, I guess technically this planet has medieval culture. If you landed on a planet like that and you started handing to everybody uh, laser guns, like can you imagine the chaos that would cause for everyone else? That's just one example. So that's actually a very good point. That's probably actually the other reason why Claude can't say anything. It's like punishable by law if that pact is broken. So Claude, being of Earth, would definitely know there's consequences for doing that. So I think that might be touched on more in the third game, but that actually makes sense now that it says that. Since you deny it so forcefully, what you say must be the truth. So I see that you really are not the warrior. No! Rena, don't have a hissy fit. Just screaming no is not going to make the matter different. I'm sorry. I know this must be a disappointment to you. Yes, but it was our own misunderstanding. This is not something that you need worry about. I'm sorry about that. Rena's so upset she's lagging the game. Rena! I can't believe it. I just knew it had to be him. He had the alien remnants and the Sword of Light. Again, jumping to conclusions, girl. That's just not good.